Hello and welcome back to Watercolors with Karen. Today we're going to do a very simple little card, so it won't take us very long, and I want to show you how fun it is to maybe get your children involved or just do it yourself, but how fun it is just to make a simple card with your own design. And I'm just going to make up this design as we go because there's so many different ways you can do it. But what we're going to do today is paint some echinacea and some little purple flowers alongside of it. What I'm using is some Strathmore watercolor cards. They're acid-free, which is really nice because that means they won't fade over time. You get 10 cards, 10 envelopes, and it's just kind of fun. And you can use these with watercolor, gouache, or acrylic. So I think today what we're going to do is do some cone flowers first. So what I thought we would do is make a simple cone flower here, just like this. I'm going to draw it on here so you can see how really simple it is. It doesn't even have to be very complicated. Just like that. And the only thing I don't like, I got my little dome too high, so I've got my little eraser here. We'll just fix that. I don't want it quite that high. There we go. Okay, and let's put one a little bit higher. So just about like that. We'll do the same thing. And you can make up any design any way you want. We're just going to get us a cute little design to start making this little flower. And I think what we'll do is skip over here and put another one maybe down here. All right, now, let's see, I'm trying to think what all I want to do. I think we'll put in a few, some little purple flowers in between there, but I think I want one more echinacea right in here. Right there. Echinacea, or the other word is coneflowers, and they always bloom about, I want to say, mid-June, and they're just so pretty. So I kind of randomly have them scattered everywhere, but for right now, what we're going to do is start with some nice bright yellow, which is called lemon yellow, and I'm going to put this lemon yellow on the head part of it first, just like that. And we're gonna let that set for just a moment, and my next color on top of that is going to be Quin Burnt Orange. So that's our next color. Now what I want to do is leave a little highlight with this yellow. So I'm going to go in here and leave just a teeny bit of that yellow. So it kind of has a little place where there's a highlight. And we'll do that on each one. They can be different places, but I'm just drawing it with my brush just to help me remember to leave a little bit of a yellow spot, which makes a natural highlight. Okay, so here on this one, we'll make it right there. Now it's really wet, so it looked like it was really big, but the water kind of fills in, the color fills in a little bit there. And on our last one, I'm going to put it right in there. Okay, we're going to let that sit just a little bit and dry before we do the pink petals, because it will run right into there. But what we can do while we're waiting is we can make the stems on this. So I'm going to go to a sap green, and I want it fairly thick just because I want that to carry down. So we're going to go ahead and just put a little stem right down like that. And one here. Okay. One here. And this last one right down here. Okay, this is kind of all over the place, but I don't like them just to be all lined up because they look, I don't know, kind of cute. So as long as I have my green out, I think what I'm going to do is make a little border on this. So I'm going to take this little brush and make me a little border. I'm using a number 1 liner brush. So just like that. And I think we'll do it down the sides as well. It's always kind of fun to have a little border. Usually I do this last, but we're waiting for this to dry, so this will be perfect. Okay. So while that is drying, I want to come back in and make some little purple flowers in between there. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to go to what's called a verditer blue, and it's this really pretty blue. I use this color a lot. This verditer blue is made by Holbein, and we're just going to make a lot of the little purple flowers that you see in the springtime or summertime. So we're just going to literally dot these. See how simple this is, and I'm telling you, this is a fun little project, and you can just make it in just a few minutes, and then you have a nice little card to share. Okay, simple, simple, simple. This is my first very short video. I've got several of them out that are like a little over an hour and some right up to an hour. So I hope you'll, at the end of this video, subscribe. I've only been doing this for a month now, but I've been teaching for quite a few years watercolor and love teaching. And I'm hoping to get people that will subscribe so you can see what's coming out there. So I'll remind you at the end of this video. So now we just have some little blue flowers, but what I want to do is go into my Cobalt Violet, and this one is by Holbein as well. And I want to put a little of this purple color into this blue just to give it a little bit of a different look here. Just kind of looks like summertime, doesn't it? All right. We'll just do each one. This is going to be just a fun look. We're also going to draw a few stems on these as well. And by then we'll be able to go back to these cone flowers, and they should be dry enough for us to do that. So I know I've done some more complicated ones, but I wanted to show you some real easy, fun ones too. And I just got this at a local craft store, and sometimes you can buy them in the grocery store, like something like Fred Meyer's, if they have, back in the, supplies, art supplies, they actually have some colored pencils and paper and all kinds of fun things. So, all right, so we're going to mark through a little bit of these so you get the idea. There's a little stem coming up on those, and we'll bring that down here like that. They don't have to be perfectly straight. Nature doesn't always make them perfectly straight. Just like that. Isn't this just cute? It's just simple and easy and fun. Now, if you didn't have some of those colors I just said, you could do red and blue, which would make you a pretty purple, and just do your blue first and then mix a red and blue together and get that little purple. That's fun as well. Okay, so now that we have that done, let's go back to doing our petals, and we're going to use what's called a quinacridone rose. This is made by Daniel Smith. It's one of my go-to colors. I love this color. I use it often because it is so pretty, and I want this to be fairly light. on the first. That's even darker than I want it for the first one. So what I'm doing is drying my brush. I dipped it in the water, dried it off on a towel, and I'm lifting off just a little bit of that. That's more the consistency that I want. So knowing that, I'm just going to go back to this little pile and make it a little bit thinner. Yeah, that's better. And just gonna pull that little brush down. I think I'm using an 8 right now. Nope, I'm using a number 6 Da Vinci Cosmo Top Spin. It's a fairly inexpensive little synthetic brush. Okay, so we're just doing this. I am purposely leaving a little bit of white there. I may come back with a darker pink and we may cover up some of that, but I like to make it look like it has a little bit of light. Okay, one more to go. All right, look at that. They're almost done. I think I am going to cover that up. I want it just a little bit there. Okay, now I'm going to do a really quick blow dry. Well, let me see if these are... I don't think I will need to do a blow dry. What I am going to do though, I want to take a little bit of my dark brown, which is called sepia. It's kind of a, I want a little mix of this sepia, but I also want a little mix of this burnt umber. I don't want it to get too dark. So we're going to mix some of this burnt umber and add a little bit of sepia to it. Yeah, I like that. Okay, if you don't have that, just use any dark brown that you have. So what I want is to put a little bit of this dark at the base of my coneflower. It just kind of sets it off a little bit. Just like that. I'm just using the tip right now because I don't want it to go into my pink petals. Just a little bit. There we go. Okay, now I'm thinking that we need a little bit of leaves at the bottom. So I'm going to take this brush. I'm going to go back to my number 8 Princeton Velvet Touch. And this time I think I'm going to do some leaf green. See how pretty and springy that looks? And I'm going to make it fairly thick, not too thick. But I want to have some leaves here. And what I'm going to do is use my tip and press down and lift up. So press down, lift up. Just for kind of a fun look around here. And so practice that a few times, maybe before you actually do your painting on here, because even though they're not really expensive, you don't want to waste the cards if you can help it. So this is just something you practice a few times. I promise you'll get it. Again, I start with my tip, start to just put down, and I lift up, okay? And then as you get faster at that, you'll be able to do it without even thinking. That just gives us a little color contrast. We'll make them all different shapes and sizes. Just like that. Put one down here and right here. Okay, so now I feel like with our embellishment, we just need a little something. But I think what we're gonna do first, I'm gonna go back to that sap green that we originally used on the stem of our echinacea, and I'm going to go to a smaller brush, and I'm just going to put a few leaves, get that a little bit thicker, a few leaves to match this stem here. And like literally, I am going to just go like here, just having a little bit of leaves right here. I can see that this brush is really wearing out. The tip is starting to fray. And this is a really old brush. I've had it for a really long time. So when it gets to that point, I like to use them then for when I want to do like some gum. Like in other words, if I want to retain a white area, I use this drying gum. When my brushes get old like this, that's when I use them. Once I've used them with this, I can never go back to watercolor. So make sure they're really yucky brushes. But I still like this one. I just hate to see it go, but I think it's about time. Okay, so what that two different colored greens, it gives a little bit of contrast on the green, which I think looks pretty cute. We'll put one more down here, just gives it a little bit extra. Okay, so now let's put just a little bit of leaf embellishment on our top part. So I'm going back to my, it's a real yellow green. So if you don't have this color, just make any color green and put a lot of yellow in it and it'll be just fine. And what I want to do is just put some little areas like this. So we have that contrasting color again. Just using the tip of my brush. We'll put one this way too. Okay, and we're almost done with this card. Now, isn't that cute? It's just a fun little card. Again, I thought I was going to write on it, but I don't think I am. I like it just the way it is. The one thing I could do if I wanted to, I think we will, just for the heck of it. So let's mix this, let's mix three colors together. So we've already got some of this Quin Rose, and we use some of this purple, this Cobalt Violet, and we'll use some of that blue that we already have. And we'll just kind of make a purple right in there. And I think it would be fun just to put a little bit of purple around here just to finish it off. We'll just go along here. And this is just one idea for a card. You can just use your imagination and you can copy mine if you want or do your own thing, but hopefully you'll see how very easy this was. And that's what I'm hoping, that you'll enjoy it just like I enjoyed making it. So we'll do a couple more of those. Yeah, I think this looks so springy and so fun. All right, we'll put one up here. I'm just using the tip. Okay. And it just seems like maybe we'll put one down here. We're almost done though. We'll put one down here on the outside. They don't even have to be perfect little ball shapes, just fun. And we'll do one right here. And then we should be done. And be sure and sign your artwork. That's a fun thing to do at the end. So isn't that cute? And now if you wanted to, you could write Happy Spring, Happy Birthday, Happy Mother's Day, whatever you want, and just make it your own, okay? So anyway, I hope you liked this video, and if you would like more, just please like the video, and don't forget to subscribe and enable the notifications so you'll be alerted to new videos that I'm going to be making. And if you have any suggestions for future videos, please leave them in the comments below. And I'll see you next time. Thank you.